to update you on what's happening and where we're going with the projects and programs and the notion of this platform called WELLth Movement. I wanted to bring you up to date with what's happening. And it's been a wonderful journey over the last couple of months to get to this point and to be able to share with you what is important for us here at WELLth Movement for solo aging confidently. Isn't that great? I think it's a wonderful, wonderful focus that we can improve upon and strengthen for those who are enjoying this element of life called aging. So the notion of living and aging, there's a point in time in our living when we start to use the word aging to indicate something that's going on in our life. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So, to be able to get to this component, it took us a little while, and us is some of my friends who I call WELLthers. There are people who have some sense of what wealth is about, and I'm going to share that term a little bit more again, just to remind you of, or those who are new to the channel, what these terms mean. But it's also, there's going to be persons along the way that I'm going to invite into the channel to share their ideas about this thing called solo aging confidently. And I've started to line up some of those persons. So I'm using this we. It's not like a royal we. It's actually a very focused we that I'm bringing forward so that you get to meet them. And I'm going to look forward to having those conversations, bringing them to you. So to get this started, I've already hinted at this term of aging, notion of ager, but let's put it in context to the next 50. Some people say that there's three acts: first act, second act, third act. There are some who say, well, there's your first 50 and your next 50. There's different terms to bring forward this notion of while we're living from our birth year to our transition year, this living of life, there's a point in time where a word like aging comes in and you start perking up and you go, hang on a minute, what's going on there? I think I'm in a place of aging. I might consider myself an ager. Another person might say, well, I'm an older, or I'm an older being an elder, or I'm an elder. There's other terms that get associated with this notion of aging while we're living. I've chosen ager, but in particular, I've chosen solo ager and this notion of solo aging. And I've done that is because it is more of a lifestyle that I live. And the notion here is that there isn't immediately available to me family, really close friends who I can lean into if I need assistance. In other words, I am aging, I'm living primarily by myself. There are a few friends around, but not in the same extent as a lot of people have family close to them that they can lean into when they find themselves in some kind of difficulty or requiring health assistance, financial assistance, these kind of ideas. So I'm a solo ager, and I acknowledge that. I'm actually, if I went even further, I'm a gray digital nomad solo ager. And that's a bit of a mouthful. I get that. But this idea of solo ager, it's something that I have been living with for years and years and years. So I have a solo living lifestyle. And in there, one of the things that I have been exploring to be able to assist others, I've been looking for what's my purpose? What's my legacy story that I want to bring forward in this next 50? And I kept looking for a word that I thought would go, oh, okay, this would give me my focus, something I can improve upon, something I could strengthen even for myself. And that word of currency, what is current to me right now, is the word confidence. And one of the things that I've been finding in my research are stories of persons who find themselves aging, solo aging, and losing a little bit of their confidence. They've forgotten what it means to remain relevant, or to think about, how do I leverage my experience? How do I create a legacy and share that? And this word confidence kept coming up in the research that I was doing. And I went, you know what? I think there's something to be said for solo aging confidently and solo age confidence. Now I'm playing a little bit with words here. So the solo aging confidently has that sort of verb flavor to it. The solo age confidence has that noun flavor to it. And I wanted to bring those forward for you so that you might be able to come to understand them and appreciate them, because they may apply to you, as or they may apply to someone that you know, and you're going, their life might be going through something a little bit difficult. Maybe what you're offering might be of use to them, or you're going, there's some friends of mine who could probably really benefit from this. They're entering their next 50, they're 55, 60, and they're sort of scratching their heads going, okay, what is it that I want to do? What do I want to be? What do I want to have? And you're going, I remember watching this video from the Wealth Learning TV from WELLth Movement. Why don't I recommend it to them? And I thought, this would be a good time to sort of share with you a little bit more about what's going on, because you might know those persons, and or it's you.